Welcome back to the Holver Travel Podcast, your passport to paradise. I'm Regina Holloway, founder of Holver Travel, and today I want to talk about a different kind of summer. Not the kind packed with rush itineraries, crowded attractions, and the pressure to do everything. I mean the kind of summer that lingers, the kind where mornings begin slow, where the windows stay open late into the evening, where dinners turn into conversation and conversation turns into memories. Because travel is changing. People are no longer chasing vacations just to say they went somewhere. They're searching for experiences that feel meaningful, softer, easier, and more connected. And honestly, I think that's one of the best shifts happening in travel right now, especially for women. Women are traveling solo in ways they've never imagined before. Friends are finally taking the trip they've postponed for years, and small groups are choosing destinations that allow them to breathe instead of constantly performing for social media. So today's episode is for the traveler craving something beautiful without the overwhelm attached to it. This episode is called Chasing Summer, Quiet Escapes, Coastal Europe, and the travel that feels good again. We're talking about hidden summer gems all across the United States, emerging European hotspots for 2026, smart luxury travel without inflated prices, and how to navigate modern travel in a way that actually protects your peace. And before we close today's episode, we're going to talk honestly about why travel still matters so deeply. Because sometimes changing your scenery changes far more than your scenery. So settle in, pour you something cold, and let's wander into summer together. Cheers. Our first stop is Carmel by the Sea in California. There are destinations that impress you. And then there are destinations that soften you and make you feel all warm and comfortable. Carmel by the Sea belongs in the second category. This little coastal town along California's Monterey Peninsula feels intentionally quiet. No oversized neon signs, no towering hotels, no frantic energy. Instead, you find winding streets lined with art galleries, ivory-covered cottages, wine tasting rooms, and little cafes where nobody rushes you to leave. For solo women travelers, Carmel works beautifully because everything feels manageable, walkable, safe, and grounding. You can spend the morning watching fog roll over the Pacific, the afternoon driving through Big Sur, and then the evening sitting beside an outdoor fireplace wrapped in a sweater while the ocean air cools the streets. This destination doesn't ask you to perform, it simply allows you to arrive. Now let's move somewhere that feels almost suspended in time. Mackinac Island, located between Michigan's upper and lower peninsula. This island has no cars. And the moment you realize how quiet that makes everything, your entire body relaxes. Transportation happens by bicycle, horse-drawn carriage, or walking, and suddenly summer begins feeling slower again. The Grand Hotel overlooks the water with its iconic porches stretching endlessly towards Lake Huron. Sailboats are drifting through the harbor, fresh lake air, historic homes, long bike rides along the shoreline, and women traveling solo here often describe the experience the same way. Not lonely, peaceful. There's a difference. Next stop, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe feels textured. That's the best way I can describe it. Everything there carries warmth. The adobe walls, the desert sunsets, the local art, the scent of cedar and spice drifting through the open air markets. This isn't a destination built around rushing from attraction to attraction. It's a destination built around feeling. You wake slowly. You spend the afternoons inside galleries and rooftop cafes. You visit spas designed around desert botanicals and ancient wellness rituals. And by the evening, the sky turns shades of copper and lavender that almost don't look real. Santa Fe is perfect for travelers who want beauty without noise, especially women traveling alone after burnout, transitions, or major life changes. It creates space, and space can be healing. San Juan Islands, Washington. Now, if your idea of luxury sounds more like silence than nightlife, the San Juan Islands belong on your list. These islands sit off the coast of Washington state between Seattle and Vancouver, and they feel wonderfully disconnected from urgency. You arrive by ferry, and even the ferry ride itself feels calming. The water stretches endlessly. Pine-covered shorelines drift past slowly. Sometimes you'll even spot whales surfacing nearby. The luxury here isn't flashy. It's waterfront cabins, local seafood, morning coffees overlooking the marina, kayaking through the still water, lavender farms, and bookstores, quiet. This is the kind of destination where women stop checking their phones every 5 minutes. And honestly, that's luxury now. Small group summer escapes. Now let's talk about women traveling together, because group travel changes completely when the destination supports connection instead of chaos. And Napa and Sonoma do exactly that. These aren't trips built around racing from place to place. They're built around lingering, long lunches beneath olive trees, private vineyard tastings, luxury rental homes where everyone can spread out comfortably, spa afternoons, chef led dinners, and conversation that somehow becomes deeper after the second glass of wine. And what makes wine country special for women's groups is that nobody feels pressured to constantly entertain themselves. The destination naturally carries the rhythm, and that allows everyone to relax into the experience. 30A, Florida. 30A continues to quietly become one of the smartest summer destinations in the country. Stretching along Florida's Gulf Coast, this collection of beach communities feels polished without feeling loud. You have white sand beaches, soft turquoise waters, pastel architecture, luxury vacation homes, and mornings that begin with bike rides to local cafes. It works beautifully for birthday trips, sister getaways, and women wanting beach luxury without Miami level intensity. Rosemary Beach feels elegant. Seaside feels playful. Ollie's Beach feels modern and refined. And together they create a destination that feels curated but relaxed. Lake Tahoe, summer version. Most travelers associate Lake Tahoe with snow, But summer here is stunning. The lake turns this deep sapphire blue against the mountains. You have boat charters, paddle boarding, hiking trails, luxury cabins, and lakeside dining. And air is so crisp, it almost feels medicinal. And what makes Tahoe special is the balance. You can spend the morning active and the evening completely still. The combination is becoming increasingly rare in modern travel. Our next segment, we're moving to Europe's summer shift for 2026. There's a reason travelers are quietly shifting towards Puglia because people still want Italy. They just don't want the exhaustion that sometimes comes with Italy during the summer. Puglia sits in southern Italy along the Adriatic coast and offers something travelers are craving deeply right now: room. Room to breathe, room to slow down, room to actually experience where they are. You have whitewashed villages like Ustini, coastal towns like Polignano a Mare, luxury countryside estates known as Massarias, olive groves stretching endlessly beneath the sun, and dinners that began late and end even later. This is the Italy travelers dream about when they imagine slowing their lives down. Portugal continues proving that luxury doesn't always require outrageous pricing. The Algarve coastal line feels cinematic: golden cliffs, ocean caves, boutique hotels, fresh seafood, and some of the most beautiful beaches in Europe. What travelers love most here is the balance between beauty and ease. Places like Largos feel energetic. Tavara feels quieter. Cavaro feels romantic. And transportation throughout the region remains relatively manageable compared to more congested European destinations. For women traveling together, it feels welcoming, and that matters. Now let's talk about Greece. Let's talk about Greece differently. Not overcrowded beach clubs, not endless influencer crowds. Paros represents a quieter version of Greek summer. Whitewashed alleyways, family owned restaurants, small boutique hotels, calm beaches, open air dinners beside the water. It still feels elegant, but not exhausting. And I think travelers are becoming far more intentional about choosing destinations that protect their peace instead of draining it. The south of France will always be iconic, but travelers are beginning to move beyond only Saint-Tropez and Cannes. Places like Antibes, Menton, and Aix-en-Provence are becoming increasingly appealing because they still hold on to charm. Morning markets, linen dresses drying from the balconies, coastal train rides, rosé lunches, local cafes tucked into quiet alleyways. This version of France feels lived in instead of performed, and that distinction matters. Croatia continues attracting travelers who want Mediterranean beauty with more flexibility in pricing. You have yacht charters, historical coastal towns, island hopping, fresh seafood, and unbelievably clear water. Places like Split and Dubrovnik remain popular, but many travelers are now exploring quieter islands with the atmosphere that feels more intimate. Croatia works beautifully for adventurous women's groups because it blends movement with relaxation. Now on to Slovenia. Slovenia feels restorative. That's the word that keeps coming to mind. Lake Bled looks almost unreal. You have alpine villages, thermal spas, forest, mountain lakes, and wellness retreats that feel deeply calming. And unlike some destinations that overwhelm travelers with constant stimulation, Slovenia allows people to settle into their experience. You breathe differently there. And honestly, that becomes the greatest luxury in travel. We're now going to talk about some of our hidden gems and smart luxury. Sometimes luxury isn't the five-star hotel. Sometimes it's not waiting in line, not fighting crowds, not feeling overstimulated every second of your trip. That's why hidden gems matter. Traverse City, Michigan quietly offers one of the best summer experiences in the Midwest. Lake Michigan views, vineyards, sailing excursions, cherry orchards, boutique hotels, and nearby Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lake Shore, where towering sand dunes overlook impossibly blue water. It feels upscale without trying too hard. Most travelers immediately think Florida, but Alabama's Gulf Coast quietly delivers beautiful beaches, warm water, incredible seafood, and far less financial pressure. Nearby Fairhope feels especially charming. Flowered lined streets, bookstores, art galleries, southern cafes, and sunset over Mobile Bay that feel almost cinematic. Door County feels like a hidden lakeside version of coastal New England. Marina towns, lavender farms, waterfront inns, cherry orchards, and nearby Washington Island accessible by ferry, where everything slows down even further. This is ideal for travelers craving stillness. Montenegro. Montenegro is quietly becoming one of Europe's most exciting luxury alternatives. Located beside Croatia along the Adriatic coast, Montenegro offers mountain views, medieval coastal towns, luxury marinas, and beautiful bays without the same level of tourism saturation. Places like Kotor feel dramatic and intimate at the same time. And because tourism is still growing there, the destination still feels discoverable. The Albanian Riviera is still in its before everyone else arrives era. Clear turquoise waters, boutique beach hotels, dramatic coastlines, and places like Samel and Drami are becoming increasingly popular among travelers searching for the Mediterranean beauty without inflated pricing. And honestly, it's exciting to experience a place before it becomes oversaturated. Travel today requires more strategy than it used to. And honestly, that's okay. Because when you are prepared well, travel becomes significantly smoother. Here's some tips and tricks to help you in your travel. Airport strategy. Book earlier flights whenever possible. Morning departures tend to experience fewer cascading delays and cancellations. And always build cushion time before cruises, weddings, or tours. Packing better. Carry on matter more than ever. Compression cubes help tremendously. Capsule wardrobes simplify everything, and portable chargers are no longer optional. They're survival tools. Apps that actually help. Mobile passport control, Flight Aware, Google Translate, WhatsApp, Rome to Rio. These apps dramatically reduce travel stress. Make sure to check passport and entry requirements. Check your passport expiration now, not later. Many countries still require 6 months of validity beyond your travel dates. Real ID requirements continue to expand, and global entry appointments remain difficult in many cities. Preparations matter. Solo women's safety. For solo women travelers especially, share your location with someone you trust. Screenshot your reservations. Request rooms away from ground floor access. Trust your instincts, and remember, confidence is often your greatest travel accessory. Why travel still matters. Before we close today's episode, I want to say something important. Travel still matters. In a world constantly demanding productivity, responsiveness, and exhaustion, travel gives people a chance to reconnect with themselves. Not just escape, reconnect. Solo travel builds confidence. Group travel deepens relationships. And summer reminds us that life is not meant to only happen inside routines. There are women listening right now who have postponed joys for years, waiting for the timing to feel perfect, waiting until everyone else was taken care of, waiting until life calmed down. But travel reminds you there's still more to life waiting for you. More beauty, more connecting, more wonder, and sometimes changing your location changes far more than your location. At Holver Travel, we believe the best trips don't just look beautiful, they feel beautiful. So whether you're dreaming about a solo coastal reset, a woman's getaway through Europe, or discovering hidden summer destinations before everyone else does, we're here to help you travel with more ease, more intention, and far less stress. Visit holvertravel.com, download the Summer Travel Guide, or schedule your consultation today. And if someone came to mind while listening to this episode, send it to them. Maybe this is finally the summer the trip actually happens. I'm Regina Holloway, and this has been the Holver Travel Podcast. Until next time, take up space, see something beautiful, and let yourself wander a little.